Hello, in today's video we are going to talk about why it is so hard to change after 30 years old, and we are going to dive into nature of change and the nature of habit. So stay tuned until the end to find out the answer. My name is Daria. For those of you who are here for the first time, welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are coming back, thank you for coming back. I have been off for about 2 months and I have not posted any videos because I had very big problems with my technical equipment and it was just so hard to get anything fixed in this difficult time. But now I'm back, so we can expect a new video every Wednesday. As so far in my videos I talk about change habit, the power of belief, the power of subconscious mind. So I'm trying to help you to live happier and more purposeful lives. In today's video I wanted to talk about why it is so hard to change after 30 and why I'm getting so many questions about this. Also, a lot of people are actually just assuming that they cannot change, or they're saying that's how I am. I'm a lazy person, or I'm not a rather, and so on and so on. So people are really trying to attach this identity label to their personality trait, and they believe that that's the way they are. And to be honest with you, the more mature somebody is, the stronger the belief that the person cannot change, is unable to change, or that there is some kind of personality trait written in their brain and it's just done and they cannot become somebody else. And I have recently read the book of James Clear about atomic habits. I will link the book down below. And in this book he clearly talks about the power of those little habits and the power of gradual change. But one of the things that he talks about as well is why it is so hard to change habits, especially when we are mature and we have this deep-rooted belief that this is simply how we are. Also, Joe Dispenza talks a lot about changing yourself, changing your personality and literally becoming somebody else. I will link down below my favorite book of his, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. But to the point, we believe, or the society believes, or many people believe who haven't tried this method, that it's impossible to change after a certain age especially. There is this belief going around in the science industry that our brain gets really wired and formed until we are 30 years old or 35, and then the brain loses neuroplasticity. Again, in recent times, the science has proven otherwise, and the science has abolished this stigma, but we still have deeply rooted belief that this is the case. And if we have this belief, this is actually how we are operating. And that's what James Clear also mentions in his book about forming habits. So why is it so hard to change the habit? It is so hard because we very often want to focus on what we want to change. So for example, I want to lose weight, I want to run a marathon, and so on and so on. So we know what is our end goal and we know what we want to achieve, but we are not focusing on the process and we are not focusing on our identity. So even if we say to ourselves, I want to lose weight, but in our identity, on our beliefs level, we believe that we are not an athletic, healthy, thin person, we are going to sabotage that goal after a few days of attempting that goal, or after some time of attempting that goal. Because even if we try to change something that we don't think it's our identity, we're just going to naturally sabotage it. And that's what James Clear talks about in his book. We can focus in terms of change of the habit on 3 possible layers: changing what, changing how, and changing who. And if we want the change to become really permanent, we need to change the who. So we need to become the identity. We need to identify with the change of habit that we want to bring into. So in other words, instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, we can say, I am becoming an athlete. So you need to want to become something else, and then certain pattern of behavior that is relevant for that specific type of personality will just fall into place more naturally, and it will be much more easy to execute that type of behavior for the subconscious mind that identifies with that type of personality. So in other words, instead of focusing on what we want to achieve, we need to start becoming somebody else. So it is so hard to change the habit after 30 because we have a set of identity traits and we believe that we are something or somebody. And then we are trying to achieve a goal which is not in line with what we are. And we have to become somebody else first in order to not sabotage what we want to achieve. So I hope this is clear, I hope this is insightful, and I hope that this is relevant to what you're looking for, and it's going to explain you more how to approach the change of habit, especially after you believe that you have some identity traits. We all have identity, we all identify with something. So in order to attack a habit and in order to change it, we need to change our identity traits for the change of habit to become permanent and not sabotaged in the process. In my future videos, I will be also talking a lot how to change the habit on the identity level so that it's easier for you to become the set of habits that you want to become. Because we need to remember that identity is nothing else but just repeating certain beings over and over again. In other words, repeat something enough time, do something enough time, and you are going to become this. But the whole point is not to sabotage it in the process because of the other identity that still lives in us. So just the awareness of that may be a really important part of identifying why it's hard, and the consciousness of that while appearing needs to be also present, so that then with this consciousness we are able to identify that something like this exists in us, that possible sabotage exists in us, and we can basically mute it, or we can approach it from a different perspective. Again, I hope it was helpful and insightful. I also link down below the meditation that I recorded that can help you tap into the unlimited abundance and help you attract what you want, and see how the beautiful state of meditation and relaxation feels for you. So please feel free to download it. I want to say thank you for coming back, for those who are coming back. Thank you for all the support on this channel, and you can expect more videos coming up as always on Wednesday. For now, blessings, and until next week.